Chapter 3, The New Kid. 3 sharp, loud knocks on the metal frame of the door to our classroom pulled me out of my panic trance. The vice principal was standing at the door with what must have been the new student standing in front of her. "Come and meet your new classmates," she said. "Signature hairstyle says I have an artistic side and I must express myself. Dark lens glasses say I am mysterious regardless of the lighting level." I didn't even know these were allowed in school. This guy is mega interesting. Skull t-shirt says, "I take no prisoners." Green cowboy boots. I have no idea what this means, but so interesting. Whoa! I was so fascinated by what the new kid looked like that I couldn't even focus on panicking. Wait a minute. Why was the rest of the class silent? No giggling, no chatter, no jokes, no one falling out of their chair. Everyone just stood there, smiling at him like they knew him. Apparently, the new kid was a famous online video gamer named Zan the Man. I don't know much about online video games because I almost always use my screen time to work on my blog. Little did I know that before Friday, I would learn what the life of this gamer was really like. Chapter 4, The Eye of the Storm. The bell rang and the crowd of whispering kids scattered to gather their things and head to the next class. I took a deep breath and went over to Zan. He lowered his dark glasses, just enough to look at me, and then raised them back up so that I couldn't see where he was looking. "Alrighty then. See you at lunch," I muttered and slunk toward the door. The rest of the morning went by pretty quickly. I was so distracted thinking about lunchtime that I forgot to be nervous about walking into each new class. I guess that this was sort of a good thing. I gazed up at the clock, missing most of gym class, feeling closer to doom as each minute would pass. In tech lab, we started on Intro to Coding. I zoned out till lunch just to keep from exploding. Chapter 5, Showtime. Bring! Gulp. The lunch bell. It was time. I grabbed my lunchbox and shuffled to the cafeteria to meet my fate. I hope this doesn't end with me having to run all the way home again. Zan was standing by the door and was surrounded by kids, but it was weird. No one was talking to him. It looked like there was an invisible bubble around him, and no one could get close. Kids were talking about him, in front of him, almost as if they were visiting a statue, but no one was talking to him. I wonder what Zan thinks about that. I stumbled up to Zan. "Sorry I'm late." Zan replied, "No big." "No big what? No big deal?" Yeah, that must be what he meant. No big deal. Oh, wow. And I thought abbreves were cool. Zan is so cool, he leaves out entire words. "Okay," I said, trying to answer him back in his own language. Surely he would know that this was short for okay, and he would recognize that I could also be very cool. I showed Zan where to get a lunch tray and then led him through the cafeteria line. When it was time to get drinks, Zan got iced green tea instead of milk. I had never seen anyone but the teachers get iced tea with lunch. I know I have said this a few times already, but wow, this guy is so interesting. Chapter 6, Trial Run. We sat down to eat, and thankfully, Woody and Carlos came over to sit with us. I was relieved because I would be able to do my job of introducing Zan to some other kids, but I could do it with my bros, who I was already comfortable talking to. "Carlos, Woody, this is—" "We know, bud," interrupted. "Woody, we met him earlier in PE. Okay," I said with a sense of defeat. Just then, Cammy rushed over, pushed Woody's lunchbox to the side, and squeezed in. She looked like she was exhausted, like she had been running on obstacle course all morning. Am I glad to see you guys, she said. What's going on, Cammy? I asked. Ah, I'm having a very weird day, but I don't want to talk about it. In fact, can I just not talk at all? You guys talk. I'll listen. Okay, but before you stop talking altogether, I have to introduce you to Zan. I am supposed to help him meet other kids, but not my greatest skill. Hi, I'm Cammy. My brother is a big fan of you. Okay, now Cammy, signing off. And after that, she said nothing else for the rest of lunch period. I was so curious about Zan that I couldn't wait any longer. I had to ask. So, I'm not a big gamer person. Can you tell me how everyone in the lunchroom seems to know who you are? Well, I'm not a gamer person, Zan replied. I'm a gamer, a really good one. Every week, I play this game called Tree Fort on a live broadcast that is watched by over 100K kids. What are K kids? I asked. No, I mean 100K, like 100,000 kids. They like to repeat a couple of the things I always say when I am playing. Like what? I asked. Like when an enemy tries to battle me, I shout, "Nerp! Not today." Kids love that one. Oh, and when I'm about to do a really cool attack combination, I say it's about to get zepic. What's zepic? I asked. It's a word I made up. It's like epic, he said in a movie announcer voice, but more. I could tell that Zan was getting annoyed that I had no idea what he was talking about. After a few long minutes of silent eating, Zan said, Well, thanks for being my lunch buddy, anyway. Lunch buddy? I asked. That's what we used to call it at my old school. I never had to do it, though. Seems awful. Oh, that's okay. No big, I said. This, of course, was a total lie. This was a great, big, especially for me. Okay, well, if you were done eating, I guess let's go meet some more kids, I said, trying very hard to hide the fact that I was actually pretty nervous about this. I walked in front of Zan so that he couldn't see the look of panic on my face. Okay, Max, you know how to do this. Don't overthink it. This isn't about you this time. This is just a job.